The Scottish court rules a Rhode Island man's story is a big hoax.
The man claiming to be Arthur Knight of Ireland was officially identified today as Nicholas Alaverdian, a Rhode Island man wanted on rape charges out of Utah.
Target 12 investigator Tim White has been tracking this story for years and is here now with the latest.
Considering the mountain of evidence against Alaverdian, the ruling today does not come as a surprise, but it is yet another chapter in a bizarre case that has garnered international intrigue.
Court rise.
After a week-long hearing, a Scottish court announced it was not buying the story of a man who claimed to be Arthur Knight of Ireland, ruling he was, in fact, Nicholas Alaverdian of Rhode Island.
I do not accept the requested person's evidence that he has never been in the United States and that he's not the person whose extradition is requested.
The court said it found testimony compelling from a nurse who matched the tattoos on Knight's arms when he was in a Scottish hospital being treated for COVID to a Pawtucket police booking photo of Alaverdian, who also went by Rossi.
I'm satisfied that there is powerful evidence of similarity of quite distinctive tattoos being seen on Mr. Knight, which resemble in detail the distinctive tattoos on the photographs of Nicholas Rossi.
He said that the tattoos, he'd woken up from a coma and that he suddenly discovered he was tattooed.
Stephen Godden, a reporter for the BBC in Scotland, interviewed Knight ahead of the hearings.
You get the impression that he was keen to speak to anyone who would listen, and that he felt that he could convince people of the truth of that story, and ultimately it's been exposed in court this week as a lie.
Alaverdian is wanted on rape and sexual assault charges in Utah. Prosecutors there say he assaulted 3 different women in 2008. Now, many Rhode Islanders may recognize the name Alaverdian used in Scotland. A popular radio DJ at WPRI went by King Arthur Knight in the 1980s. Today's decision does not mean Alaverdian is being returned to the U.S. anytime soon. We'll have details on what happens next, new at 6. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.
Tonight, it's a mystery no longer. A Scottish court has ruled that the man who claims he is Arthur Knight is actually a Rhode Island man wanted on rape charges.
The decision means Nicholas Alaverdian is one step closer to being returned to the United States. Target 12 investigator Tim White has been tracking this case for years and is here now with the latest developments.
Authorities say Nicholas Alaverdian faked his own death to escape his crimes. Now the fake identity he used to perpetuate the lie has come crumbling down. Judgment Day in Scotland. For months, this man claimed to be Arthur Knight, an Irish orphan, and not this man, Nicholas Alaverdian of Rhode Island.
Court rise.
But a Scottish court didn't buy it.
I do reject Mr. Knight's explanation. It seems to me highly suspicious that the change of names went through a number of permutations.
The evidence against Alaverdian was significant, including matching fingerprints and tattoos from a Pawtucket police booking photo that matched the ones on the man's arms when he was hospitalized with COVID at a Glasgow hospital.
He said that the tattoos, he'd woken up from a coma and that he suddenly discovered he was tattooed.
Stephen Godden is a reporter for BBC Scotland and has been covering the case. The Alaverdian saga has garnered intense attention in the UK.
So I think there is this fantastical, bizarre element to the whole story. I think what we need to remember, though, is that there's also a very serious aspect to this story.
Alaverdian, who also used his stepfather's surname of Rossi, is wanted on rape and sexual assault charges in Utah. Prosecutors there say he assaulted 3 different women in 2008. Godden says Alaverdian was stoic as the decision was read in court.
And afterwards, I was sitting in the corridor and he was wheeled past me and he nodded, waved, said hello, and it was as if nothing had happened, which was strange to me. It was bizarre.
Today's ruling does not guarantee Alaverdian is coming back to America. It was simply to rule on his true identity. The next step in the extradition process begins in January, with a full hearing expected for March. With the Target 12 investigators, Tim White, 12 News.